This I wanna nail sports to the bone. Top blogger, top YouTube channel. No matter which sports here, we got it covered. Subscribe and hit the notification bell.
What's up, sports to the bone family? Shout out to you all, man. Hope everybody is doing okay. Alright, my viewers and subscribers. So we're gonna talk a little bit about the T20 World Cup. Game was played earlier today between India and Afghanistan. So that is the game that we really want to zoom in on. And we noticed that India, they have gone back to their winning ways. So we're going to be taking a look at that game. And we're also going to be talking about the best versus best game that is supposed to conclude today. While I am recording this video, they were still on the field. So the scores that you guys will get might not be the latest score or scores, right? But yeah, man, let us kick things off with that India versus Afghanistan game. A must-win game. A game that going in India, they were expected to win, and not only to win, but to win handsomely if they want to enhance their chances of going through to the next round. Right? And they went back to a simple and dependable team. You understand? A team that they expect would bring them success. Going back with Rahul and Sharma at the top, bringing well, it was expected that Virat Kohli would have come in at number 3, but it wasn't needed today, right? Based on the display that Rohit Sharma and KL Rahul put on. You understand? Pandya and Pant, they came in afterwards to sort of continue the momentum. That is how good Rohit and Sharma started off. It was actually 140 that they put on the board before they lost the first wicket. Yeah, man, we had some excellent shots. I know persons are going to say it was only Afghanistan, but remember, we are the same persons that were, praising the Afghanistan bowling attack and saying that they were doing excellent and, they are looking good and all of that. So we still have to commend the India batsmen for really going out there and getting some runs. So 140, as I said, before they lost the first wicket. They were looking extremely good, both batsmen, especially Rohit Sharma. Now, where Afghanistan is concerned, they won the toss and they decided that they were going to let India bat first. Going against what they have been doing, they usually go in and get some runs and then ask their spinners to defend it. But according to the captain, they had a training session on that field a couple hours before, and they noticed that the dew was coming down later on, so they didn't want to bowl last on that surface. So that is what prompted their decision to ask India to bat first. And I must tell you, they bit off more than they could chew, my viewers and subscribers. They bit off more than they could chew, because the batting display was just unbelievable. It was extremely good. Rohit eventually went for 74 or 47. But as I said, it was a good display of batting from Rohit. Rahul was next to go. He got 69 or 48. So those two guys really set the place alight before they went in. Pant and Pandya, as I said, the two of them came in and they continued the momentum. At one point in time, I was thinking they would have gotten maybe 185, 190, but the whirlwind innings from Pant and Pandya, those sort of batting display, really propelled them all the way up, and they ended up at 210 for 2. 210 for 2. Pandya and Pant, they faced the same amount of deliveries. Both men got 13 deliveries. Pant, he got 27, while Pandya got 35 runs. So you can imagine a lot of 6s and 4s between the two men. So Afghanistan, they really lost it from the get-go with the ball. I really wanted to see Afghanistan go out there and take apart India, but it just didn't happen. At some point in time, the batting would definitely have to click for India, and it really clicked today. One would think that I still like the team that they played even in the game that they lost against New Zealand. With Rahul and Ishan Kishan, then Sharma, then Kohli. That's a good batting, that's a good unit. This team that they play in this game, it's a bit more predictable, but one could say it's stable, right? With Rahul, Sharma, you know, Virat Kohli, Pandya, Pant, Jadeja, and Ashwin and those guys. That's a predictable team, but it's still stable. You know, Shami, Bumrah and those guys. If you definitely need a win, you're going to go for that team because, you know, you're expecting those guys to deliver. They would have delivered on several occasions, and the coaching staff and the captain would be backing those guys to go out there and dig themselves or dig the team out of that hole or that pit that they would have dug themselves into. It's still going to be very difficult for them to win because I think for them to go through, because I think New Zealand have their own fate in their hands. You know, New Zealand is going to play, I think Afghanistan, New Zealand have to play still, so their fate is in their hands. So if New Zealand go out and win that game, then India, probably their fate will be sealed. But as far as India is concerned, all they can do is win off their games and win them handsomely and hope that New Zealand lose their game. You know, that is how it is when you start off a tournament poorly. The fact that New Zealand got the better of India means that if they go out and win that game, that is it for India. Goodbye. The tournament, pre-tournament favorites alongside, well, they were pre-tournament favorites alongside England. They would be out. You know, so still interesting. So 210 for 2, as I said, guys, is what they got, with Sharma getting 74 and Rahul getting 69, Pandya getting 35, and Pant getting what, 27. Now for Afghanistan, it was just a bit too much. They got bowled out for 144 for 7. 144 for 7 is what they got. Nobody was really able to stand out and get much of a runs. You know, from the, as I said, from the get-go, they lost with the ball. Their premium bowler, what's his name? Rashid Khan. Not even Rashid Khan was able to really go out there and take it. They played cautiously against him in the first 2 overs. Then they made sure that they rotated the strike off him. They didn't play recklessly, the Indian batsmen. So, you know, he wasn't able to take a couple of wickets and then set up the team. You know, so he wasn't as effective as they would have wanted him to be. So that is how things went for Afghanistan, guys. So India basically won by what's that? 66 runs. Yeah, man, 66 runs is what they would have won by. So as I said earlier, they will be hoping and praying that New Zealand gets a slip up. But all they can do, win the rest of their games and keep on hoping. Just as how West Indies got themselves in that sort of predicament when they lost the first 2 games. Even if they win off the rest of the games, they just have to hope. And well, we lost our first game so badly that the net run rate is way below what we would have wanted it to be. You understand? So it's still left to be seen how things will work out for India. It would be funny if these guys just drop out at the first round. It would be real funny, boy. But yeah, man, guys, just to finish off the video, as you can see, this is not a long one. We will be live this evening. I didn't even remember to let you guys know. We will be live this evening at 6 p.m. Jamaica time, right, to talk about the West Indies team going into their game against Sri Lanka tomorrow. So talking about West Indies, the best versus best game is on, right? Probably by the time that you are hearing this, it would have finished. But a couple of guys getting half century. Craig Brathwaite getting 2 half century. They weren't able to dismiss him throughout the games, right? Solazano is another top order batsman. He got a 74. You know, big good half century there. Shea Hope getting 100 and getting a 70 odd. You know, think about 71. So at least he's getting some runs. Reefa getting 2 half centuries. You know, I know you guys are going to say these best versus best games count for little because they are not performing at the test level. But I'm still going to let you guys know, right? Blackwood, he got a half century. Didn't get anything in the first session, but he got a half century in the second part there. Shannon Gabriel picked up a couple of wickets, maybe about 2. Alzari Joseph got 4 wickets. Yeah, man. So Joseph getting some wickets there. Jaden Seals, he also picked up some wicket. Picked up about 3. Kemar Roach got a couple of wickets also. Wasn't the best of the best out there, Roach, that is, but we know how Roach is. Once it is business time, Roach will definitely produce for us. So we're not even too worried about Kemar Roach. You know, the worrying thing is that We don't see any of the wicket keepers really making anything. So Joshua Da Silva not making anything. I think Hamilton is the next wicket keeper not making anything. Shea Hope, he got some runs. So I don't know. I remember the coach saying that they will not use Hope as a wicket keeper batsman. So if we have a couple of top order batsmen making runs and Shea Hope making runs, then maybe I can bat him in the middle order there and let him keep. I don't know. But that is basically it for this one, my viewers and subscribers. Remember to join us live this evening as we look to talk about some West Indies game for tomorrow. Zane, big up on yourself. I'm out.